today. Let's just have another cozy video tonight. Just rambling to you about, I think I'm gonna go with films that I've watched recently. That's what I feel like talking about today. And we're gonna softly speak this time. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a soft spoken ramble. So I hope that's okay with you. And that you just need to relax and take it easy tonight. So we're just gonna chill. Just gonna chill, take it easy. I realized that I haven't seen very many new movies lately because I rarely go to the theater anymore, which is too bad. I actually really used to enjoy going. But lately I've just been renting movies at home and watching a lot of comfort films, I would say. Comfort films, so ones that I've seen before, usually many times. I haven't seen too many new ones. I wanted to just have a little ramble. So that I can maybe encourage myself to watch new ones more often, and by talking about the ones that I've watched many times, maybe you have not seen some of them, so I'll tell you why I recommend them. And if you have seen them, then we can both just enjoy the nostalgia together, I think. We're just keeping it cozy with the towel scratching today. This is one of my softer towels. I used it on stream on the Yeti like this the other day, and it was really cozy. Really cozy. I hope it's nice background noise for you. I'm just gonna yap for a little bit, okay? No plan as always. So, I think the newest movie that I've seen, the newest one, was like a couple weeks ago. We saw Mickey 17. Which is Bong Joon-ho, director, and he did Snowpiercer and Parasite, which are both incredible films. Snowpiercer freaks me out a lot, but it was very masterfully done, and I can appreciate it. And Parasite in my opinion, was very deserving of Best Oscar, or Best Picture, the Oscar for Best Picture that year. Best Oscar, jeez. Best Picture. Very deserving. And I didn't know anything really about Mickey 17 before I saw it, other than that Rob Pattinson was going to be the lead, and he's been picking some very interesting films lately. And to be quite honest, he did an incredible job, and he's so talented as an actor. You know, it's taking him every effort to break out of the Twilight association with him. But I think he's doing a great job. So talented, and he clearly loves the art of acting so much. Now, what do I think about this film? It was definitely odd in a lot of ways, but I did feel that it was satisfying. To me, it was all about the performances of the actors, because not just Rob was great, everyone in the movie I thought did an excellent job. And it's basically a story about a future where space exploration is a thing, and people on Earth are struggling, and some people are trying to get jobs working on spacecraft and other places on Earth. And this character, Mickey, signs up to be what's called an expendable, meaning they copy his body and his memories so that he can do dangerous tasks and actually die as many times as it takes, and then they reprint him each day with his memories and the same body. So you'll have to watch it for yourself if you want to know the whole story, because I'm not about spoilers. But it is kind of a heavy film to watch. There's a lot of graphic things in it that you kind of have to be in the mood for. It's not just like an easy watch, I would say. I'm trying to think of what other critiques I have for it, because I just kind of let it happen when I watched it. And yeah, I think I'd probably have to give it another watch to catch details that I may have missed, but from my memory a couple weeks ago, I think the acting performances are what stood out to me the most about this film. I thought the story was paced quite well also, and there were some really, really stunning moments. But it is heavy. It's very much like all of the exploitative, uncomfortable things about powerful people over less powerful people doing space exploration. So just a lot of heavy stuff. I think you really need to be in the mood for it. It's definitely not really an uplifting film, although it does have what I feel is a satisfying ending. Yeah, I think I have to kind of like mull that one over for a bit longer to decide how I I really feel about it. Didn't dislike it, but I don't think it'll end up in any of my top favorites or anything. I liked it just fine. And then another film that I watched recently, a couple weeks ago, is one that I watch every year, at least once a year, because my roommate, it's her favorite movie, and she showed it to me like maybe 5 years ago, and I think she's right to have it as a favorite, because it's just spectacular. It's the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. And if you haven't seen it, man, I truly believe that many people who may not have thought they would like this movie may be surprised that they really like it. I mean, it's obviously not going to be everyone's style, but I think about this movie all the time, and the things that I always say about it are that the whole film feels like the most beautiful painting. Every shot is visually stunning, just absolutely stunning. And all of the music that accompanies every moment, I think, is absolutely perfected. Perfect music in every way. And there is no greater satisfaction than watching people gossip and curse each other out in late 1700, early 1800s English. It is wonderful. It's like, it seems like it would be a really boring film, but it is not. It's just gorgeous. And I think even having watched it at least 10 times in the last 5 or 6 years, at least 10 times, I still notice something new every time I watch it. Every time. There are scenes where, like, just one little interaction with someone, I just feel like I never noticed it before, but then I notice it. And this film is shot with such meticulous artistry and detail. It's quite phenomenal. And then, if you really want to just next level the experience, a little edible enhancement is quite the experience. Literally, watching Pride and Prejudice high has got to be one of my favorite pastimes, because you really see just how comforting it makes you feel, how comforting it is, and how brilliant it is. And then watching it normally, just feel even more appreciation. It's hard to describe, but it's incredible for that. So cozy. It's such a cozy film, I would say. Cozy but intense with dialogue. Incredible dialogue. So I can't recommend Pride and Prejudice enough. And if you've seen it, but you haven't seen it for a while, give it another watch. It gets better every time you watch it. Every time. Another film which we watched the night after Pride and Prejudice, because my roommate's birthday is June 1st and mine is June 2nd. So we watched Pride and Prejudice for her birthday, and I pick a classic favorite of mine every year to watch. I forget which one I picked last year, but the year before, I think I watched, I actually can't remember the past few years. But this year I chose Inglourious Bastards. And I'm really not like a huge like Tarantino buff. Like I wouldn't say I'm like a Tarantino fan per se. I do like his movies. I do. But this one is every type of dialogue and perfectly executed tension, I think is at the highest level in this film. It's obviously a very intense topic, but it is done quite comically and just some of the most incredible writing and dialogue that I've seen. And I think this is one of my favorite films. One of my most favorite films. I really don't know how to sum it up more than that, to be honest. But if you haven't seen it, and you don't mind some violence indeed, but just the most masterful acting and perfected dialogue, you will love it very much. Brad Pitt is just priceless. And Christoph Waltz. I heard that Tarantino wasn't even going to make the film unless they found the perfect person for his role. And they found him. That's what I heard. On a much lighter note, another film that I watched recently, very much just as a comfort watch, was Euro Trip, which I think is the epitome of like, they don't make them like this anymore type films from the mid-2000s. Like they could not pull off a film like that holds up, and it's just so funny. And if you haven't seen it, I really recommend Eurotrip. It's from 2004, and it's just so 2004. Similar vibe to another one of my all-time favorite films, which is Accepted, which I believe was 2006 or maybe 08. I think it was 06. So similar era. I really, really love comedies from that era a lot. Eurotrip. And, like I said, I really haven't watched too many new ones. A lot of rewatches of classics that are just really nice nostalgia for me, or just a reminder of this masterful cinema. I watched The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby. I used to watch this film like every couple of months. I actually find it to be quite comforting background noise to me. So I really like how they did the soundtrack. I know that some people kind of disagree, but I loved it. And I'm a very big fan of this like 1920s Art Deco aesthetic, and just the grandeur of this film. It's Baz Luhrmann did this one. It's just so exceptional to watch, and I was lucky enough to see it in theaters in 2013 when it was released, because I feel that that film is so built for a big screen with just how grand it is. Having experienced it in theaters, I always remember that when I watch it at home. So, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching it on the largest screen that you have available. Yeah, it's a bleak story, of course, but visually stunning, and also some incredible acting. Visually very stunning. It's a comfort watch for me. But some movies that I really want to see that I have not got around to yet are "28 Years Later" is very much on my list, so hopefully when I give another movie ramble update, I hope to have seen this film by then. I've been seeing kind of mixed reviews because it sounds like it wasn't what people quite expected. I think people mentioned it was a lot more like dialogue heavy rather than just zombie chasing everywhere, which like to me makes sense because 28 years after the infection, I feel like gives humanity some time to exist differently. So I'm thinking maybe they explore that a little bit. And I'm just a very, very big fan of the first two films, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, which the first one is really special in that I feel like it's such a unique standalone film. But I remember feeling very impressed with the sequel, which I haven't seen in a long time. I've seen 28 Days Later kind of recently, but 28 Weeks I haven't seen for a long time. So yeah, I'm just curious how Danny Boyle is gonna pull this off, because it is quite special that it is the same director for all three films. And I just look forward to seeing it. I don't think I'll do theaters for this one, but I think I'll rent it when it comes to a streaming service. Yeah, I love zombie films, but there definitely was an era where they were quite overdone, but there's a lot of them that I love very much, like Train to Busan. And I remember liking World War Z, but I haven't seen it in a while. And I Am Legend, classic, but I think 28 Days Later was a pretty long-standing favorite zombie film of mine. So that's definitely on my watch list. Gosh, there's so many more that I want to see. I'm even looking at my list right now, and so many of these are all over the place. A lot of people on stream give me recommendations, and I just note them down right away. But sometimes I forget to kind of look into it a little bit more, so I don't remember why I saved some of these. One for sure that stream has been telling me to watch is Sideways, and Anatomy of a Fall, which I believe was last year. The Holdovers, it's another one I remember wanting to see. Gosh, there's so many. There's a few horror films on here too, because I always talk about how I used to be a fan of horror, but I did not like the way that genre kind of progressed. But here there's some really, really good ones that are worth seeing. A lot of these ones that I have saved are a little bit depressing, so I feel like I'm gonna need to be in the mood to see a lot of these. I heard that Ari Aster is coming out with a new horror film. I think it's this year. I have that one saved. Let me see. Yeah, it's supposedly coming out this year with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, called Eddington. And it's Western, but I don't think it's gonna be quite the same type of horror genre like his previous films. I didn't really realize I was gonna end up talking about such dark films. Really, horror is not my favorite genre. When there's a good one, I just really appreciate it. But if I had to pick a genre that I probably liked the best, I think it's kind of boring to say drama. Drama is kind of like a boring answer, but I just love all range of drama films. It can be about anything. As long as it's done well, I'm very open to a good drama. I do like films that explore something I've never thought of before, or a type of person that I've never met before. I really like slow burn films, but not ones that are needlessly boring just because they're artsy. You know what I mean? They have to have a point still. But I'm also pretty forgiving with films. I'm pretty forgiving that even if it's not totally ingenious, I still tend to find something that I like about it for a lot of films. But just looking at my own film list, what else have I watched recently? Oh yeah, Conclave I saw a couple months ago, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was just very aesthetic to look at, and it was funny to watch all the cardinals gossiping with each other. It was a good film. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'd watch it again, you know? I did watch The Substance, which a lot of people recommended to me, because again, I'm always looking for a good horror film, and that one, it was different than I expected, but I did like it. It was just different from what I thought it was gonna be. I understand the cathartic intentions that it had. I think it was definitely a good film. Just not my favorite, but it was very good. I did watch Saltburn. That was a few months ago now, though, that I watched that. I'm just looking at my recently watched list. Maybe I can do sort like this. Yeah, Saltburn was it was a lot. It was very dramatic and very uncomfortable, but very well done. Also one that I don't think I'd watch a second time necessarily, but it was good. And All of Us Strangers was, oh my god, it was it destroyed me. It was so sad. So don't watch that one unless you need a really good cry. All of Us Strangers. But Andrew Scott is like one of my favorite actors these days. He just was, he was incredible. It's just such a sad story. So many films to see. I have a friend who keeps a little list updated for me as well, wants to watch, so I feel like I should consult that list too. This one really was just a totally blind ramble. I hope that's okay. I thought about preparing a list and kind of an analysis of some films, but when I think of what to say, just like this, it really comes down to how did this film make me feel, whether I would recommend it. And I've gotten a lot better at describing what I like about certain films if someone asks me. Hence why Pride and Prejudice is so easy for me to sell. And Inglourious Bastards as well. But I find it's kind of difficult to recommend films to people because everyone's taste is so different. There are films that I just wouldn't recommend unless you're a specific type of person. So yeah, I can't. And that's the thing about film is it's not objective. Everyone has different tastes and things that they like. There's so many flavors of a cinematic experience, right? Okay, I never thought I would say this, but I just thought of another movie that I want to see. I'm actually weirdly excited to see Happy Gilmore 2, which I did not think I would be stoked for. But then my husband was like, watch the trailer, because I was like, ugh, the original only. There only needed to be one, because Happy Gilmore is wow. But yeah, I watched the trailer for Happy Gilmore 2, and I was like, oh my god, I think they might be doing nostalgia in the right way, from what I can tell in this trailer. We'll have to see next month when it comes out. But I'm kind of excited for it. They've got so many original cast members, which is so exciting. We'll have to see how they pull it off. Because that was definitely a movie that I was like, no one asked for this. But maybe we'll love it. Who knows? I thought of that because I was like, not everyone loves Adam Sandler movies, but I really enjoyed them growing up, so I recommend Happy Gilmore to people, but maybe it's not your cup of tea. But, as I said, I'm pretty easygoing with all kinds of movies, so I would absolutely love it. I would left me some film recommendations in the comments if you're still awake, but if you're asleep, that's okay. But if you have film recommendations, I would love to hear them. It can be anything. Anything. The only types of films that I'm not into, unless they're like incroyable, unless they're just like stunning, is like westerns and bad rom-coms. Like, there's some good bad rom-coms, but some ones that like don't age well. I'm just like, they're so boring to me. But there's a few solid ones out there because I'm a fan of them from the 90s and 2000s, but recent years have not really been pulling them off. And then the one that I like, it has to be perfect in order for me to watch it, is space horror, like sci-fi horror. Sci-fi all day long. But once there's space horror, I can't do it. I don't know what that's about. So, and to give you a gauge, like, I can't really watch Prometheus. I know it's a brilliant film, I understand, but I can't really watch it. It's like too much. Anyway, I would love to hear your recommendations, and I hope this was nice background noise for you. Very, very random ramble today. I think this was like a bit of a more delicate soft speaking, so I hope this worked for you, because this towel situation is just so cozy. I feel like I'm falling asleep a little bit too, so I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna let you go. You have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for listening to another